So at the beginning of this year, I had set out a complete schedule for how you could go about writing one screenplay every quarter for all of 2022. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, I'll link to that video in the show notes for this video. So how have I progressed through the year 2022 thus far? We're done with the first half of the year, and I have written 2 feature screenplays and 1 pilot episode. I promised you that I was going to work alongside everyone else and made sure I was writing as regularly as I said you should be writing. Well, I did and didn't do that. So I had this long, elaborate plan for how you went about coming up with ideas and then outlining and then writing screenplays and revising them so that actually at the end of 3 months, you had a second or third draft that would become your first draft, the draft that you started sharing with other people. That's not exactly how it happened for me, for a variety of reasons. What I did do is write 2 feature screenplays. What I didn't do is follow all the steps. In both cases, I wrote the screenplay in the last half of the last month of the quarter. So my work ethic was a bit of yes and no. I would have liked to have done this in a more organized manner. I am, however, grateful for the fact that I did write 2 feature screenplays that are brand new in this year. So at the very start of this year, I got hired to write a pitch document as well as the pilot episode for a new series. This is kind of what I've been working towards since 2019. This is also my attempt to re-enter Bollywood because it's not common knowledge, but I got my first screen credits in 2003 and nothing since then. I have been hired to write feature films, none of which have gone into production. So I ended up being in that weird limbo space of an aspiring writer, but also a writer that was getting paid for my work. So what got in the way of my doing exactly what I had laid out as the plan for writing a screenplay every single quarter? Real life, paid work, those days where you just feel like you couldn't do anything no matter how hard you tried. We also produced an entire ad campaign during this exact same time period. I did multiple iterations on the paid project, which meant that I had to deal with notes and keep revising the documents until we got to the stage from where I finally got the go-ahead to write the pilot. It was only this year that I figured out that a lot of the screenplays I tend to write take place in a very short period of time. More often than not, they take place over the course of just one day. I have written romantic comedies, I have written thrillers, I have written horror films, and most of them always take place over about 18 to 24 hours. I don't know what that means. I just know that I got that clarity in terms of like what kind of screenplay I tend to write when I'm generating specs on my own. So there you have it, 2 brand new feature scripts as well as a pilot for a show. In the first 6 months of 2022, that's what I have produced. How have you been doing with your writing journey? What have been some of the successes you've had and what have been the things that have been holding you back? Leave me a comment and let's discuss. Maybe there's something I can suggest that can help you along in case you're feeling stuck. Thank you for watching. Now go create something awesome.